Hey everybody, I just wanted to talk about punching bags a little bit because I'm pretty pumped that I just got one. I haven't had a bag in a really long time. When I was a kid, my mom let me hang a punching bag in the middle of like a 10 by 12 bedroom, so she was a pretty cool mom. It kind of hung over the top of my bed a little bit, and I would have to like run down the hallway to do big jump kicks on it. But since then, I haven't had one. And as I was putting this together, I thought maybe people would like to see it. But then also, if you're gonna do a punching bag, I wanted to talk a little bit about the setup and hanging it, because there are some mistakes that you could make that would cost you some time and cause you to be quite frustrated. I was able to avoid some of those mistakes, but not all of them. So here's the deal. I want you to look up at the top here. You see how I've got an eye hook there? That's important because when you have a bag, especially like this, maybe you end up throwing some uppercuts on it, and the bag will lift, and if the bag swings a lot or lifts even a little bit, and you're just using like a regular hook, then it could come right off there. So make sure you use an eye hook like that. I just drilled a hole and kind of screwed that in, and then use a screwdriver to go through the eye, and then you use that to get some leverage to kind of screw it the rest of the way up there. Also notice that it's got a swivel, and if you don't get that swivel piece, I actually have a couple of them on there. That's probably not necessary, but if you don't get that swivel piece, the chain can start to wind up in one direction and get tight, and that can cause the movement of the bag to be less than ideal. So you definitely want the eye, you definitely want the swivel, and this part came with this bag. This particular bag is called the Aquabag. I got it because all the reviews said it's very much felt like hitting an opponent. I like that it is small. I like that it has multiple striking surfaces, and the benefit of a hanging bag is that it swings. The swing is good, right? So as I hit this, bam, bam, and then as it comes back toward me, notice I can work on my bobbing, my weaving, my evading. All right, can work on absorbing a little bit here as it comes back in toward me. Right. You can work on your footwork and your timing, anticipating where the bag is gonna be. And so the whole idea that the bag moves and swings is, to me, a huge benefit, huge positive over the bags that just are stationary. So remember, if you're choosing a bag, there are so many different kinds, but one of the first things to decide is, do you want to have a hanging spot for it, or do you want to have kind of a roll away bag with a sturdy base? The sturdy base and the roll away can be quite convenient. I've worked some great bags that are like that. Unfortunately, certain moves that we do, you'd probably just knock the whole thing down. Big shuffle sidekick or something, you'd prefer to have a hanging, swinging bag, one that won't fall over. And then the other thing about the freestanding bags is they just don't give you that same kind of lifelike movement where you have to work on your timing and your distancing. I feel like that is one of the coolest things about having a hanging bag. These water-filled heavy bags are kind of all the rage right now. You could certainly get like a foam core bag. Watch out for getting a canvas bag or like a heavy leather bag. You almost certainly need to wrap your wrists for some of those, and that right there is like, how many people know how to properly wrap your wrists? Are you going to bother to do that? Like you have to be kind of a serious boxer, which we are really not, right? And like, I'm going to use this just to get warm, just to practice getting some impact work in, keep my explosiveness up as a martial artist, but it's not like I'm training to be in like a boxing match anytime soon, right? So for somebody like that, I think a foam core or a water core bag is really good. And I just wanted to show you guys this because I think it is a lot of fun. I got a length of chain. I'm going to show you the last part of my setup here. So I got a length of chain that I can add to these carabiners, keep the swivel on there, drop it down kind of kid height. Even my youngest son can work the bag at that lower level. So cool, that is my, the other thing, if we're reviewing this particular bag, at first, it was leaking a lot, and it has this plastic screw. You probably can't see because it's black. It has this plastic screw. It seemed like it was really easy to strip it. I had the Phillips head in there, and that was working okay. But I was worried about stripping this really kind of flimsy plastic, and then I got the big flathead screwdriver out, and then that actually worked a lot better. It said in the directions use Phillips head, but I think a really, really wide flat screwdriver will fix the leaking issue. They send you something to use, connect to your nozzle or your hose, and you fill this thing up in about 5 minutes. It's really, really easy. If you want to be lifting it on and off, so like I have this in my gym, but it's not permanent. I think most of the time this will not be hanging there. This guy is 12 inches and weighs 35 pounds, and that is plenty because it's a little bit unwieldy. That's plenty for trying to lift it up and off. The next one, like the 15-inch one, I think goes way up. It's like 75 pounds or something like that. So I would definitely not want to be lifting up that 75 while goofing around with carabiners and getting your fingers pinched and that kind of thing. So stick with, I think I'm really happy with the decision to get this one. It's 12 inches, 35. It was about $90, and I imagine we'll get way more than $90 worth of use out of it.